some Excel statistical functions. There is a month column from Jan to June. There is a quantity sold. There is a profit column. Quantity sold are these are the quantity sold, and there is a repetition per 100, and here 600. And profits are these are the profits, and there is a blank field here in this quantity sold. So let us see some statistical functions. Count blank. Let us see whether it will count the number of the blanks, because we know there is one blank here. Is equal to count blank. I'll select this range from B2 to B7. There is a one blank here between B2 to B7. So it has shown 1. Then let us see the count. Equal to count from B2 to B7. There are 5. Actually, there are 6 rows here: Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. But here it is showing only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 where the values are there. So this count will count only those numbers. Count of A will count the text. So here in count of A, we can select this column so that we can get the number of rows here 6. Thus equal to count A. I select this A2 to A7. So it is showing 6 rows. So if you count, use the count, and if there is a blank in the field, it will count only those numbers. If you want to count from the text field itself, so that if there are any blanks, you can avoid that using this text column. You can use the count A function. Let us give the criteria in this countifs function is equal to count ifs. First one is B2 to B7, then comma should be greater than 300 in double quote, comma. Next criteria will be C2 to C7, comma, double quotes, greater than 1000. Then there are 2 rows for that. So greater than 300 are these 2 rows, and count if this one greater than 1000 are these 2 rows. So we are getting countifs as 2, which satisfies both those criteria. Now let's calculate the average. Equal to average. We'll take this range here to C2 to C7. Close this. So this is 916.6667 is the average. Let us find the median. Equal to median of this. The median is 900. Now let us calculate the mode. Equal to mode, then calculate for quantity sold mode. Mode is 100. Next, mode dot mult. There are multiple modes. Here 100 is repeating here, 600 is repeating here. So to get the multiple results, so we'll select these 2 rows and write the code is equal to mode dot mult, then select this range B2 to B7, and then control shift enter. Press control shift enter. Instead of just enter, we are pressing control shift and enter. Then we got 100 and then we got 600. So multi modes are, because these two are repeating, 100 and 600 are repeating here in this range from B2 to B7. So we are given this code here. Next is standard deviation is equal to std dv dot p. Then select this B2 to B7. So 224.4994 is the standard deviation. Next, we can do the quartile, and then we can look into the correlation. Quartile, we can say, is equal to quartile. If I want third quartile, I say C2 to C, then comma 3, I'll get the third quartile. So I can give 1, 2, 3, 4 for one first or second or third or fourth quartiles. Now correlation. Let's say between quantity sold and profit equal to CO or quantity sold from B2 to B7, comma profits C2 to C7. Let us see what is the correlation between these two. It's 0.73. So you take, let us take 10, 20, 30. Profits as 100, 200. So here you can see quantity is increasing 10, 20, 30, and profits are also increasing simultaneously 100, 200, 300. But in this case here, the profits decrease from 100 to 5,000 to 500, and then increase to 800, 1200. So there is a decrease and then increase. Here it's a continuous increase. So let us calculate the correlation for this part. So let us select this range and this range is equal to CO PL and this range, comma, this is the profits. What is the correlation between it is 1, because quantity increased 10 from 10, 20 to 30, and the profits increased from 100 to 300. It's a straight away increase, so correlation is 1. Pivot tables in Excel. The data we are going to use for that is this data. We got months Jan, Feb and March, countries USA, UK and Germany, and profits for those months for these three countries 10, 20 and 30, and profit, these are the sales and this is the profit 3, 4 and 5, and profit percentage 30, 40 and 50%. So this is the simple data we have, and as the new data keeps on getting added, that if that has to be reflected in pivot table, then we have to convert this into a tabular format. So first of all, before creating a pivot table, let us create this in a tabular format. So let me select this data and then insert table. Okay, so it's in this color format. So if we don't want that, so click here, and here this is showing it as none, so you can select none. Now you got this data in a tabular format. Let us create a pivot table for this table. So select this and then insert pivot table. You can choose the location either in new worksheet or existing worksheet. I'll choose the existing worksheet. The location, let me select here and click OK. So we got this pivot table and these are all the fields in the pivot table, and here you can change the formats, like this is field selection and areas selection stacked, and it is this to select this, these are side by side. So let me go back to the stacked. Now in the rows column we want to aggregate this data based on the country. So let us select the country in the rows column. So we got the country in the rows column, and in the values column we'll select this sales, sum of sales. So we got 60, 60, 60, 180 because you take any country, it is 10 plus 20, 30 plus 30 is 60. So for the three countries we got 60 plus 60, 60, and total is 180 is the total. Now if you want to aggregate data based on both on country and month, because this is a simple data, you don't get much difference here. This is country and month, both are there in the rows. So country is totally 60, and for the months Jan 10, Feb 20 and March 30. So that's how you can get it if you take multiple rows. So let me undo this, Control Z will undo this. So now we got back the original table. We can create a filter here. So if I just drag the month into the filters area, we got this month in the filters area. So here I can select, if I select Jan, so I get 10, 10, 10, 30. And if I select multiple items, Jan and Feb, I get 30, 30, 30, 90. So this way you can create these filters so that you can select the required data you need. Let me undo this too, so that we will go back to our original table. Now if I drag this month into this rows area, we can see the subtotals here. Like for Germany it is 60 and 10, 20, 30. The subtotal is 60. This is the grand total, which is 180, but there are subtotals for each country. For Germany it is 60, UK 60 and USA 60. If you don't want to show these subtotals, then you can go to the design area here, and here there is a subtotals. You can say do not show subtotals. So you don't see the subtotals now, you see only the grand totals. And there are other things like grand totals, on for rows and columns, and off for rows and columns. You can see the grand total is gone. I select this, on for rows and columns. Now you can see the grand total here. So that's how you can go to the design and then go to the subtotals or grand totals and display accordingly. Let me press Ctrl Z so that we will go back to the original table. Now let us look into report layout. So let me drag this month into the rows and we'll go to the design. Here we have this report layout. Click on report layout and we can show this in tabular format. this one, I click here, you can see this Germany Jan Feb March getting in a tabular format, and Germany total is a subtotal. I click report, and outline form you can see in this way. In compact form, this is how it shows in compact form. Thus, you can choose the report layout, whatever report layout you want to have. And here you can see these buttons here. So if I click here, it will get closed. If I expand it, it will expand. If you don't want that to be shown, then you can go to the pivot table, analyze, and there is a buttons here. So if you click this, so those buttons are gone. If you click this again, those are again showing up. And suppose this get closed by mistake, here you can click on the field list so that this pivot table fields will reappear again. I can change the name of this header. Instead of sum of sales, I can make it sales, but sales is already there here. So I just change it to sales, I'll get an error. That's why I can change it to sales by country. If I change it to sales by country, then it's not there here, so it will take that name. Now if I want to find the average instead of sum of the sales, so I can click here, the values, sales by country, I can click here, and value field settings, I can change it to average, or I can change it to count, max, min. You can choose any of these. So let me select average. Okay, so this is giving us average of sales. Let me click on Ctrl Z so that we come back to the original table. You can as well select it from here. If you right click here, you can see this show values as and summarize values by. You can select average here. So either from here you can right click, or from here you can choose the value field settings. Both the ways you can change the whatever aggregation you want, whether it's sum, average, or min, max, whatever you can select by these two methods. You can change other options for the pivot table. So right click here, pivot table, and there is a pivot table options. Click on pivot table options. This is layout and format options. You got all these options for layout, and totals and filters, show grand totals, show grand totals for columns, rows, display, printing, data. So there are different options, pivot table options, which you can choose according to the requirement. In this data, we can easily see that Germany has got 1/3 of the total sales, and UK has got 1/3, and US has got 1/3, because we have taken a very simple data for demo purposes so that it can be easily understood. So we have this percentages we can calculate manually, but if there is a lot of data, then if you want to see what percentage of the total sales Germany has got, or UK has got, or USA has got, then we can do one thing. We can just drag these sales into the values column again, and then we got this sum of sales column here. Here we change the name to sales by country, so it is showing as a different name. So here sum of sales. So here I can right click and I can say show value as percentage of grand total. So this is one third, that is 33.33%, 33.33%, 33.33. So if there is a lot of data, then you can clearly know which has got more percentage of sales and which country has got more percentage of sales, which country has got lesser percentage of sales. You can as well change the name of this header as I shown you previously for this header. Previously we have seen that I have added a month in filter, and here we can choose whatever month we want. But instead of doing that, we come back here. Instead of doing that, I can just right click on the month and add as slicer. So I got the slicer here. So if I say only January sales, I'll get only January sales 10, which is 10, because if you see here, you can see for January everything is 10. If I say February sales is 20, if I say March sales it is 30. Multi select both of them. So you can say February and March is 50. So Feb is 20 and March is 30. So 20 plus 30 is 50. So that is how you can add a slicer here, and you can select whatever months you want or whatever data you want based on this slicer. Now let me do Control Z so that we will go back to our original table. So this is our original table. Here I'm going to add April month for USA. I'm going to add 40. So let us refresh this now. Refresh this table. You can see USA, the total has increased to 100. From 60 it has increased to 100 because we have added one more row, April USA, and it is 40. Because initially we have made this table as a table, this data as a table, because if you remember in the beginning we have selected insert and we have selected this as a table. That's the reason why even if we are adding new data, that is getting reflected in the pivot table. Editing group of home tab. So we got this data. I will select this column and go to the editing group, find and select, find. I will type Chrome, find next. So it has found the Rome data. So if I change it to find new arc, find next, so it has found that new arc. And now you can as well replace it. If you want find what and then replace with, you can replace it. Close. Now I'll select this column. Now go to the sort and filter. Before sort and filter, let us see this go to. I want to go to the column A and row 7. So I can just type the reference here, column A, row 7, A7. Okay. So it will take me to that row. Column A and row 7 is row. Now let us see this sort and filter. So I'll select the column A, sort and filter, sort A to Z, and there is expand the selection or continue with the current selection. So this gives a problem, continue with the current selection, because it won't sort the B column corresponding to the A column. So I'll show that and select this continue with the current selection and then sort. So here there are two issues. One is the header city is also sorted, and the other issue is this city is in UK, Delhi is in USA. So we got this column B has not been sorted according to the column A. So let me undo this. I click here, undo sort. So we go back to this original position. So to recognize this as a header and don't sort, it should be a different something different for this. So I'll change the font. I'll select both of these and make it bold so that Excel will recognize it as a header. Now I'll select this column A and then go to sort and filter, sort A to Z, A to Z, and then expand the selection. Click on sort. Now the header is as it is, city and country, and this data has been sorted. P, D, L, N, or W. So this is in that sorting order. So Berlin is in Germany, Delhi is in India, London is in UK, New York is in USA, Paris in France, Rome is Italy, Washington USA. So this country column has also correspondingly got sorted according to the column A. So when you select this column and then when you sort it, you have to use this expand the selection so that all the other columns also will get sorted correspondingly. Now let us sort this reverse, C to A. So I selected this column and go to editing group, sort and filter, sort C to A, click on this and expand the selection, sort. So now Washington, Rome, Paris, New York, London, Delhi and Berlin. So it has sorted in the reverse order, and the correspondingly the column B has also got sorted because we have chosen the expand the selection here. So here we have chosen this expand the selection. So column B has also correspondingly got sorted according to the column A. Now let us look into custom sort. So here we have the months and the profits. April 10, June 20, May 30, March 40, 5th and Jan 60. So here I can't sort this column according to the calendar months, because if I sort it, I can sort it by alphabetical order, A to Z or Z to A. So if I want to sort it by the calendar months, then I have to use the custom sort. So after sorting, we want to compare the data. So I copied this data in a text document. So April, I got this April 10, June 20, May 30, March 40, Feb 50, Jan 60. So let us now select somewhere in this column. I selected this cell and go to sort and filter, click on custom sort, and we are sorting by the month column, and we are sorting on cell values, and sort order is custom list. Here we will give the right order: Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. Click OK. OK. So now this is sorted in the custom sort: Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. Let us see whether these values we got it correct or not. So let us compare it with this. So for Jan it is 60. So Jan it is 60, Feb it is 50, March is 40, April it is 10, and May is 30, and June is 20. So it has correspondingly sorted this profit column also according to this sort. So it has expanded the selection. So here that's how we can use this custom sort. Now we'll look into filter. So I can filter any of these columns. So let me select this column first, column A, and then click on sort and filter and click on filter. So now I'm able to filter from here. So I'll just uncheck these blanks. I'll uncheck May and March so that only April, Feb, Jan and June are selected. If I press OK, then only Jan, Feb, April and June are selected. So the data for March and May is not showing now. So that's how we can filter the data according to this requirement. So for profit also, if I want to, let me undo this. So we will go back to the original position. Now I'll click on the profit and I'll click on sort and filter. So I'm able to select this here. So I can unselect all, just select 20 and 30 and click OK. So 20 and 30 showed up, for this for May is 30 and June is 20. So here we can use this filter to create a filter button here, so that in the data we can filter whatever data we require and analyze on that data. We can insert rows and columns in between this data. So I can just click here and right click and then say insert. So a row will be created here. So if I want to insert a column, I can click here, right click and then say insert. So a column can be inserted this way. So that's how you can insert rows and columns charts. We got this data, month and then sales from Jan to June, then sales 5, 10, 15, 20, then 10, 5. So let us insert a chart and show this data in chart format. So go to insert and this is the chart. We'll first select a bar chart, 2D column, the column chart. Now to add data to this, we'll go to this chart design and then select data. Here we have to give the chart data range, or we can add here the legend and then here the category axis label. So let me select this add. We have to give a series name. Series name is sales, and then we have to give the sales values. We delete this. I'll select this. So this is the series values. Then click OK. And then click OK again here. So we got this months 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this data 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So we got increased up to here, up to the April, because April we got 20, and then decreased from April to June again 5. For 5 and 6 this is 10, and then this is 5. Now we have got these months as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but we want to represent them as Jan, Feb, March to June. So right click on the chart and then can select data. So here it is months are showing 1 2 3 4 5. So edit this and access label range and select this, click OK, and then click OK. Now you can see Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June here, and then the sales here 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Now let me change the header. This is I can change it as sales by month. So this is the header, but I want the access titles. Here it is month and here it is sales. So I'll click on these chart elements and then click on access titles. So here we got these access titles. Here I name this as month, and here name this as sales. This A sales. So this is sales for the month. So sales by month. Then click on the chart elements. We can give the data labels. So here we can show how much is this value in April in all the months. So if I click on data labels, you can see here it is 20, 15, 10, 5, then again 10 and 5. And if you want to show the data table itself, you can just click the data table. You can see this Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. So this is the sales. Let us not get this data tables. And then here grid lines is already checked. And this is the, if I click on the trend line, you can see the trend line is like this, almost flat, a little bit decrease here. Let me uncheck this trend line and legend, we'll see it in a minute. Let us click here. So we'll go back to this chart. Now let us take one more column, profit. So I'll give here 1 2 3 4 2 and 1. Take this 1 here. So we got this profits 1 2 3 4 2 and 1. So we want to add this to this chart. We want to add this column 2. Now select the chart, then drag this to expand it. Now you can see this profits 1 2 3 4 and 2 and 1 again. Now this is not showing which is sales and which is profit, because there is one column that is showing it as in blue color and other in orange color. So it is not clear which is sales and which is profit. So here this access title will change it to sales and profit. And to represent these sales and profit for the columns, so I'll select this area and click on the chart elements. I select legend. So here we are seeing this series 1 and series 2. So we can know that series 1 is in blue color, is sales, and series 2 is orange color, which is profit. So let us right click here on this chart and select data, and we can edit the names here. Edit. So this is sales. Here you can see the address, and this is series 2 is edit. This is a profit. Okay, and click OK. So now we can say blue color is sales and orange color is profit. So you can use the listen to represent multiple columns. Now you can click on this series, one of the series, right click, and then click on change series chart type. Here come to the combo and then choose the chart type and axis for your data series. So for profit, I can select a line, 100% stacked lines. You get a stacked line like this, and if you want to choose this one, stacked line with markers, you get stacked line with markers. You can just line with markers, so you are getting a line with markers. So when the sales increase from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20, the profit increase from 1 to 4. Because this is a simple data, we can easily see it even without a graph, but if there is a lot of data, this will be very helpful. So this is increasing like this, the profits, and when sales decreased, the profit also decreased from 4, 2 and 1. So this way, if you have a line with markers, you can clearly see how the trend is going, and click OK. So you got this here. Now let us click this line and click here. So you'll have all the options. What type of line? This is showing it as automatic. To select this, you'll get a gradient line. Select this, you'll get a solid line. So let us select the automatic, and you can change the color and all these options you'll have. And you can as well click on the marker, and you can change the markers. This is currently showing automatic, and you can just increase the width of the markers too. So you can see this now on the markers, these points, we increase the width, so it is showing bigger. These markers are showing as bigger markers. So thus we can change the line markers and then line width, etc., using by selecting this line and then selecting this fill style and make the changes required. Now if you want to show this data in totally different chart format, so you can select the whole chart here, right click and change chart type, and you can select the chart we want. So select pie, click OK. You can see the whole chart has changed to a pie. So it is showing Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June in different colors in a circle segments. Now if I just right click and then change chart type again and change it to bar chart, click OK. You can see it has changed to the bar chart now. Let me undo everything. It came back to the original position. Dynamic charts in Excel. We have this data. There are countries USA, UK, and then USA and UK for clothing product category and laptops product category. And for clothing, products are shirts, trousers, and coats. The sales are 10. And for UK clothing, shirts, trousers, and coats, the sales are 20. And for USA laptops, Dell, Acer, and Lenovo sales are 30. And UK laptops, Dell, Acer, and Lenovo sales are 40. This is the simple data. So we'll see how to create the dynamic charts. Now let us create a list. Click on Data tab here. Click on Advanced and select Copy to another location. We delete this. The list range, I'll select this column, country, and USA and UK are repeating here. And we copy to this location. That location has been printed here. And click Unique Records Only. Click OK. So we got the country, USA and UK. Similarly, we create a list for product category. So again, click on Advanced, Copy to, and now here list range, select the product category, and we'll copy to this location, this location. Then we select only unique records. So we got product category which are clothing and laptops. Now we'll create the drop downs. This is for country, this is for product, and for sales we'll create the formula. Now to create the drop down for this country, click on this data tab and click on the data validation, and we'll select the list, and the source would be for the country. This is the source, USA and UK. Then click OK. So here we got USA and UK. Similarly, for product category, let me name this as product category. So here we'll do similarly what we did for country. Select data validation and select the list, and for the source we'll select this and then click OK. So we got the source clothing and laptops, and we got the country here, USA and UK. So now if I select for country USA, for product category clothing, I'm getting nothing here. So I have to create the formula here for sales is equal to sum ifs, and have to select the sum range. Sum range is the sales. So select the sum range, comma, have to select criteria range 1. Criteria range 1 is the country. Select the country, that is 80 to A13, comma, and we have to select what is the criteria. Criteria is this box where you can select either UK or USA, comma, criteria range 2 would be product category, comma, and criteria 2 would be this product category here. So clothing. Close this, press enter. So UK clothing we got. If you see here, UK and clothing is 20 plus 20 plus. So if I select UK laptop, it is 120. Plus UK laptops, it is 40 plus 40 is 120. So similarly, if I select for USA laptops, it is 90. USA laptops is 30 plus 30 plus. And USA clothing, if I select clothing, is 30 because it is 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30. Now let us insert a chart. Click on insert, and then we got charts here. Let us select. I'll select the 2D column chart. Drag this a bit. Now you can select the right click here and select data, and here we have to select the chart data range. But as the chart data range would be this one. Select this part and then click OK. So sales are showing as 30 USA clothing sales. Now if I change it to USA and then laptops, you can see it is 90. So this has changed to 90. If I change it back to clothing, just change back to 30. Now let us select the UK clothing. UK clothing is 60. So it has dynamically changing this chart too. If there is more data, there will be more column bars here, and you can see for different columns, you can see different column charts. So this is here we got only one column chart here, so that it is showing as we are changing here, it is showing the change here. Select UK laptops, it's 120, so it is showing it as 120. So this chart is dynamically changing according to this change we make here. Let us insert column chart. So click on insert, and then here let us insert the bar chart now. So I'll select this bar chart now. Let me drag it here. Now right click here and select data, and select data range, and select this range here, then click OK. So now it is showing the bar chart. So it is up to UK clothing is 60, so it is showing as 60 here. So now if I change it to UK laptops, it is 120. So this has changed. Now it is showing it as 120. So if I change it to USA laptops is 90. So here it is showing it as between 80 and 100, it is 90. And let's select USA clothing, it is 30. So it is changing this values here, and now it is showing it as USA clothing 30. So you can either create a column chart or a bar chart, or if there are multiple columns, you'll get multiple column charts or multiple bars here, so that for more data you can clearly see how the data is changing according to the x-axis and y-axis parameters. Macros in Microsoft Excel. We are considering this data month and then sales from January to December, and the sales are fluctuating like 50, 40, 60, is increasing and then decreasing and then increasing again. So these are the sales values for the months Jan to December. Now we will create a macro to highlight the cells which are greater than a certain sales or less than a certain sales. So let us see how we can do that. So initially we have to go to this ribbon, so right click here and have to customize the ribbon, and here we have to check the developer tab. Click OK. So now the developer tab will be created here. Click on developer tab, click on macros. So we'll create a macro here, we'll give the name MCR1, and here a macros in this workbook. Then click on create. So here we got this sub MCR1 and sub. Here we have to write the code. Here we'll write the code in RNG as range in R range set RNG is equal to sales are from B2 to B13. So range of to B13. Now for each in RNG, write the next. So in this for each loop, we will check if or dot value is greater than 90. If the sales are greater than 90, then or dot period dot color is equal to VB green. So the sales are greater than 90, we will give the color green. Else if or dot value is less than 50, then we'll give the color or dot interior dot color is equal to VP red. Else give the color or dot color is equal to VB yellow. And if so this is the code we have written. Let's save this. And to save a file with these features, click no and then choose a macro enabled file type, the file type list. So select no, and here instead of saving it as Excel workbook, we'll save it as Excel macro enabled workbook and click on save. Now let us go back to the spreadsheet. Alt tab will get you to this spreadsheet. Now we'll go to the developer tab and insert form controls. There is a button, so we'll click on that and then we'll create a button here. So this is a button 5 click because previously I opened other buttons. Otherwise if it is initial button, then it will say button 1 click. Click OK, and now we have to assign this to a macro. Here this button click will create a new one. So here you can see that sub button 5 underscore click and sub, and here we'll call this macro MCR1. Here I call this macro MCR1. Save it. Now let us go back to the spreadsheet. Now if I click this button, you can see this less than 50 we are getting in red color, this 20 and 40, and greater than 90 we are getting 120 and 130 is greater than 90 we are getting in green color, and here also this is less than 50, so this is in red color 30, 10 and 25, and rest of them we are getting in yellow color. Now let us make some changes in this code, then see. So instead of VB yellow, if I say quote here, quote it will be a comment. So let me say this one as RGB and is a color 100, 30, 50. So VB yellow has been commented now. This single quote means it's a comment, and instead of VB yellow, I have given RGB colors 100, 30, and 50. Let us save this and run it again and then see. Go back here. We click the button again. See, for yellow, we are getting this RGB color, whatever the code defines. So you can see the RGB colors, whatever the codes for RGB. Here we can again change it some other like 150, 120, 150. Let us see. Let's go back. If I click the button 5 again, you can see this color has changed. We are changing only the color for VB yellow. So you can either define as VB red, VB green, and VB yellow, or whatever color you want, or you can define using the RGB and give these codes here so that you can get the required color you need, or the combination of colors you need. vlookup and hlookup in Excel. We have this data. Year is 2020 and 2021, and months are from Jan to December, and these are all the sales. So if you have to use vlookup with multiple criteria, that is, if you want to search for the sales value for a particular year and for a particular month, then we have to take a combined value of a year and month. So let us create a year month column. Right click, and let us create a year month column. And here is in V2 and month is C2, and we expand that formula to other rows. So equal to V2 percent C2. So 2020 Jan. So let us drag this so that the formula will be applied to all the rows till the end. So this is 2021 December. Now we create a list for the year and for the month. So let us create a list here. So I'll go to the data tab. I'll go to the advanced and copy to another location. List range, that would be here. We have to take the year. Now copy to this location, and we'll take only the unique records because 2021 and 2021 are repeating. Click OK. So we got year 2020 and 2021. We got the unique records from this column. Similarly, we'll do it for the month. So on the data tab, go to the advanced tab, copy to this range. Here is the month. Drag it to the end and copy to location is this location and unique records. Click OK. So we got the month list, we got the year list, and we got the month list. Now we'll create the drop downs for this list. so that we can select the values we need. So this is the year, the month. For the sales, we'll give the vlookup formula. So here for year, we have to click on this data tab and go to the data validation, and we select this list. What is the source of this list? For year, this is the source of this list. Click OK. So if you see this, you can select anything, any year you want. Similarly, we do it for month. The data tab, go to the data validation and click on list. For the source of this list is Jan to December. Click OK. So here we got the source of this list from Jan to December. Now for sales, we'll give the vlookup formula equal to vlookup is lookup value. Lookup value is this K2 and L2. Both here, when we select year here, is the K2 and ampersand. We'll select the month also from here, so that when you select year and month, that will be the lookup value, comma. What is the table array? This the whole thing is the table array, whole data. The table array, go up, comma, and we need the sales column index number of that sales column. That is A, B, C column. We have the sales, that is the fourth. Index wise it is 4, comma, we need the exact match, so it is 0. Press enter. Now when you select here, if I say 2020 and then if I say May, the value is 20. So if I go to 2020 May here, the value is showing it as 20. So I'll change it to 2021 May, showing it as 240. Go to 21 May here, the value is 240. So we have used the vlookup function to find out the values in a large table. So the user can select the values he needs and see the values for that. This is a bigger table and a lot of data is there, then this will be very convenient to select the year and month we need, or whatever values we need here, and get the sales value or profit value, whatever values we need. Now we'll look into hlookup, which is horizontal lookup. vlookup is vertical lookup. So let us copy this data, Control C, then I'll just go down a bit. Here I will right click and paste. So there is a transpose here. So if I select the transpose and then center the data, so you will get this in a horizontal table. So you got year, month, sales here. These are the years, the months, and these are the sales. We got the same values in a horizontal table. Now let us copy the same thing here. I go up to this year, month, and sales. Copy this. Let me bring it down here. So I'll paste it here, and here we have to change to hlookup. So let us change it to hlookup, and this formula is already changed to F41. This is the F column, and this is the row 41. So this has changed to F41 and G41. F41 ampersand G41, and this is the fourth row is the sales 1, 2, 3. So that remains the same, and we need the exact match, so 0. The only thing that changes is the table reference. This one, let me delete this. So this table reference is now horizontal, not vertical. Select this, drag it up to 2021 December. Roll back. So we got A33 to Y36. A33 to Y36. Now press enter. So 2021 May is 240. Let me change it to 2020 May. 2020 May is 20. So this is 2020 May 20. So thus we can use the vlookup or hlookup based on how the data is and find out the particular value we need from a large table.